Welcome, students. Thank you for joining me for our discussion on cover letters today. I am going to begin with an introduction of myself. I am Christy Hare, and like many of our NMSU students, I was also a first-generation college student. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, specializing in management, and later in my career, I earned my MBA. I work with NMSU as a career services coordinator with the Global Campus, and I have been working in higher ed since 2017. During that time, I taught several business classes and workshops, with one of those being business communication at the college level, and have been assisting students with resumes, cover letters, job searches, and mock interviews. And these are all things that you can reach out to NMSU Global Career Services for assistance with. This is an overview of what we'll be covering in the presentation today. We have already covered the first three, and we are going to proceed to discussing the need, the purpose, cover letter example, and then I will share my contact information in the end. So, is a cover letter needed? This is a common question that we receive in career services, and the answer is really pretty straightforward. If the job that you're applying to asks for a cover letter, then it is essential to include one, because your application may not be able to be submitted without the cover letter. Since application deadlines are often tight, it's much more effective to have a cover letter ready in advance rather than waiting until the last minute to see if it may be required. Preparing one ahead of time will ensure that you are not scrambling to put one together at the last minute when the deadline is rapidly approaching. So the purpose for a cover letter is to explain how you are uniquely qualified to fill the role that you are applying for. And so the cover letter template that I'm going to share with you on the next slide does a really great job of this uniquely aspect. When we are talking about uniquely, we want to make sure that we are not reusing the same cover letter over and over for multiple applications. And one example that I can share with you related to that is I was talking with the hiring manager probably about 2 months ago, and she shared with me that she was reviewing job applications, resumes, cover letters for a position that they had open. And any application that she received, which had a cover letter that was worded generically, which referred to the open role as the position, instead of stating what the actual position title was, that application was completely discarded. It was not even included in the consideration for the position. So it's very, very important that we do not reuse the same cover letter over and over again, and that we custom tailor that cover letter exactly for the position that you are applying for. So it explains why you are a great fit for the role by highlighting your skills and experience that relate directly to the role. And it allows you as the applicant to express your interest in the role. So let's take a look at a sample cover letter. Now, this is a sample that I like to use in my one-on-one sessions with students. So in the opening, we have your name listed first, and then city, state, zip. And then we have telephone number and email address. So regarding your phone and email, you want to ensure that you have a good working phone number with a professional greeting that would be acceptable in an employment situation. The email address that you have listed that you use for your job application, you want to make sure that that is a professional email address. All right, and then moving on to the date. We want to have our date up to date for the application that we are currently submitting to. And if we have an individual's name listed on the job description, then we can use that, such as Dear Mr. Valdez, something like that. If we do not have that, then To Whom It May Concern will work. Then we have an opening. I am writing to express my interest in the special project engineer position. Again, being very specific. We do not want to use just the position. We want the job title included. Currently advertised on Indeed.com. You might have also found it on Handshake.com. So this you would tailor to where you located this particular job listing. After reviewing the scope of the responsibilities, I feel I have the necessary credentials and would be an ideal candidate for the position. The enclosed resume reflects a match between my credentials and your requirements for this engineering position, again, being very specific. A qualification summary follows. So what sets this cover letter apart and makes it unique is that it is this next section that we're getting ready to go over. And we have two columns here. We have one entitled Job Requirements and then one entitled Personal Qualifications. And so what makes this cover letter different is that we will pull 3 to 4 job duties from the job description, and directly across from each job duty, we will give a brief description, professionally worded, of how we relate back to that specific job duty that's in the application listing. So, for instance, in this job description, listed is the requirement of bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. So our example student has a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering from UNC Charlotte, ABET accredited. So directly across, we align how we are specifically and uniquely qualified under that particular duty. Next duty, familiarity with CAD system. The student in our example has 12 years of experience with AutoCAD 2D and 3D and a working knowledge of other CAD and CAE, computer-aided engineering software. Another duty, self-motivated and ability to work with others. Self-motivated individual that thrives in a collaborative team environment, excel at creative thinking and approaching challenges from unique perspectives, comfortable working in a fast-paced, multitasking setting, maintaining a sense of urgency to ensure that all responsibilities are completed efficiently and effectively. And then finally, plans, organizes product design, testing, scheduling, and problem solving. And then directly across from that, involved with progressive engineering for over 5 years, including, but not limited to, product design. So you can see each of the job duties that were pulled, there is a statement directly across from it of how the student is uniquely qualified to satisfy each one of those duties that are listed by the employer. So making this an easy-to-read cover letter that explains to the employer really quickly, this is how this particular candidate is directly suited for the position. Now, you might ask, well, the position has, let's say, 9 or 10 job duties listed. How do I figure out which 3 or 4 I should use for my cover letter? So that's a great question. So generally, when people make a list, they put the most important things at the top. So a great place to start is look for the job duties that are listed first. And you want to choose duties that you can align directly to. So if you're reading through the list, maybe duty 4 is something that you can align to, or duty that's listed 6 is something that you can align to. Choose duties that you know that you can relate directly to and include those as the 3 or 4 that you choose for your custom tailored cover letter. And then in the closing, I believe with my engineering experience and my ability to collaborate with the team that I will be of value to your organization. Should you agree after reviewing my resume, I would welcome a personal meeting to further discuss your needs and my abilities to meet them. All right, so let's talk about this signature portion. We have a couple of options here. So if we are going to provide the cover letter in an in-person setting, we would want to go ahead and sign in this empty space that we have included right here. Go ahead and sign it, and then you would have it available to hand to the interviewer in your meeting. If that's not the case, and this is going to be an online upload, as many applications are now, we can do one of two things. Either we can move this item up to directly under our best regards or our closing, or we can print this off, sign it, and then upload that image, the signed document, and submit it that way. There is one final option that's available to you as well. You can use software such as Canva to create a digital signature, and there is a signature generator within Canva. So you can include a digital signature that might help, maybe an option as well. So lots of different options for ways in which you can close out your cover letter. And then finally, I've included a little pro tip over to the side. As you can see, we've got lots of formatting going on here. We have underlined, we have lines, we have bullets, we have items that we want to ensure stay directly across from each other. And so in order to make all of that happen, we need to save this as a PDF and then to upload it also as a PDF. Make sure that we send it and include it in PDF format, or what will likely happen is all of the formatting that we have spent our time putting in place and making sure it's directly across from each other is going to be all jumbled up, and it's not going to give a good representation of us. So make sure you save as a PDF and that you upload the PDF that you saved into the application materials. All right, and then finally, thank you for your attention. If you have any questions about this, or you have a specific job that you would like help, pulling job duties from and aligning your skills directly to those job duties, I would love to help and assist you with doing that. And you can feel free to reach out to me. My phone is listed here. My email is listed here. And then also, please take note of our upcoming workshops. Also, our virtual career fair is coming up at the end of March 2025. And there is a link here in which you can register for that. And if by chance you don't remember my specific email, then if you can remember globalcareerservices@nmsu.edu, that is an email address that goes to everybody in our department. There are 3 of us. And so all 3 of us will get that email, and we'll make sure that you get assisted with your needs. So again, thanks so much for your attention. I appreciate it, and hope you have a great day.